Okay, I want to try this again. See if I can make it happen. I'm driving home, and I was just, oh Lord, you guys, somebody, one of her little minions is live, and Sloppy Molly decided to make an appearance. So I screen recorded it. I'm going to play it here in a minute. But they're going on and on about they're not going to stop until Mallory is held responsible. First of all, this has got nothing to do with Mallory. I mean, really, y'all can blame it. I guess it's easier to blame it on Mallory, but the only part that Mallory plays is that she just happens to be the latest victim of Marissa's tongue, her sharp, nasty tongue. I'm not going to say that she's a victim because of anything else, but she has definitely been a victim of her tongue, how nasty she can be. But Mallory is not the reason that she got the strike. And then they're saying that Marissa didn't show anybody's house. They sound like blubbering idiots, you guys. We're gonna play it. I've got it screen recorded, but yeah, this has got nothing to do with Mallory. This is about the way Molly has handled herself, the way she has done her channel, treated people like crap. I mean, look, you can only do wrong for so long before it bites you in the butt. You get out of life what you give. When you do good, you get good. She hasn't been doing good. And this has nothing to do with her mother being sick. If anything, she shouldn't even be on or be around because she should be taking care of her, what's important, you know? I couldn't imagine be like streaming and going live, and I mean, her whole family's out having a freaking knockdown drag out. They're, out there fighting this shit. All she can think about is just freaking staying live. God, let me stay live. Let me stay live. She's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Man, I tell you. I mean, this is just this is like a tap on the hand. She'll be back. Like she says in her video, when she made an appearance, that she'll be back. So, but it's going to be nice to have a little break from her, right? All right, I'm going to play what I screen recorded. Let me see. I'm doing it on my phone, so I've got to think about what I was doing. Hold on, guys. Hold on, I'm trying to. I hate peas. Hey, Michelle the Bell. They were talking about you too, Sugar. I don't know, was it Michelle the Bell? I heard them. They said something about you. I don't know. It's a Gypsy, somebody by the name of Gypsy, and Jilly Bean, Ding-a-ling, Jilly Bean, and Spicy is over there, and they're like, it is a embarrassing chat to listen to. So I think I screen recorded like 12 minutes. Oh, Sloppy, come up there, and I couldn't handle much more, you guys. Hey, Shell, Stardust, Miss Robin Brown, and Twin Thing. You make my heart sing. Bama Beauty. Hey, guys. Yeah, so, gosh, it's so, you guys, it's like so fringy listening to them suck her butt so hard, man. They're like, we won't stop. We won't stop. I want to keep this. I'm not going to stop. And Jilly Bean started a channel. So, and they're not going to stop until Mallory pays for what she's done. Get out of here. And guys, this is something else. If Sloppy Molly had any 1 ounce of integrity in her, she would clear that up for her minions, her people that are following her. She should clear that up and tell them, I mean, really and truthfully, it's not Mallory's fault. Mallory didn't do this. That's not why her channel was taken down. But, she has no integrity. If she did, she would set the record straight. I mean, she should own her crap to stand in it. I hope this little slap on the hand maybe will make her think. But, this is the bad part. And I hate to say this. She may come back and act like she's going to do better, you guys. But really, she's got enough people that are mindless to do her dirty work for her, so she'll, so she can keep her hands clean. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. This has nothing to do with Mallory. This is Marissa can thank herself for this, but she's not going to clear that up. She's going to let everybody think that, let them run around looking like dummies, saying it's Mallory. We're not going to stop until Mallory's held responsible. Like Marissa didn't ask for it. Like she didn't she didn't do anything to deserve this. Wow. Ginger Locks, Brett's mom, hey babe. Shell, Nana's not drunk. I love that. AJ, that's funny. Yeah, Nana's not drunk. Moonshine NC, welcome, dog. Amy Field, welcome. There's supposed to be like tornadoes in the. Anyway, it's sprinkled on me earlier, but it hasn't. It's not raining now. It's really good. So hopefully I'll make it home before all the bad weather hits. Kate Cat. Okay. Nova Lisa. Hey, babe. Blank Slate. Good to see you guys. Okay. Lakota Princess. Okay. I'm going to try to figure out how to play this real quick on my, on my, dimple flitchy on my phone. Excuse me. All right. Let's see. Give me just a second. I got to figure out what I'm doing here. I can't share my screen, can I? So I can show this. Let me see. Share screen. Camera. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Does anybody know how to share your screen on? I'm on my phone in StreamYards. I did it before, but I gotta. Let's see. Bear with me. I know you. Okay, I don't know if I can do it. If I can, I'll have to look and see if you guys are telling me. Hey, the real Angel Girl 1. Lakota Princess. Carol. Miss Carol. Hello, babe. Let me look and see if you might answer me. Can anybody, can you drop Michelle Bella a link? She hasn't. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I remember how to do it too. So let me go back and drop Michelle Bella a link. I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay, there you go, baby. It's in the, just drop it in the chat. Carrie, hey, babe. Grace Green. I'm looking to see how to, if she comes up, I hadn't ever did this from my phone, so I guess I'll hear. New York to LA. Hello, babe. Yeah, it's Golden Gypsy. Yeah, she sent her $100 super chat. Or I mean, yeah, and you should have heard. And that jelly bean, you guys, I've had the thing. Oh, the thing is, babe, is one or a couple times Christy told me I was her best friend, and I just don't. I know she talks shit about everybody, and if she tells my business, I'm gonna fuck it. Michelle, I don't know what Christy you're talking about, but I know a couple like Christy A and some, but nobody's ever said anything to me about you, and never. And I dropped the link if you want to come up, doll. I can re-drop it if I need to. You ain't got to cam up because I'm not cammed up. I'm driving. I weed eated and mowed my mom's yard. Well, we did the other day, but I mowed today. I just dropped it. Hey, okay. Zero Jewels in here. Hey, baby. But yeah. So, but they were over there. I don't know what they said. They were talking about I can't even remember what they were saying, but I thought they said Michelle the Belle, something about, I don't even know, girl. You have to go back and listen. But they sound silly, they really do sound silly. Like I thought, oh my gosh, so we're gonna have all these people that, oh, and then they were saying that, you know, they don't go to the drama channel. I thought, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? I mean, you're here. You're going live. Oh Lord. Sloppy Molly was like, I'm gonna come back and people think that I don't have money, but just remember, Adrian cashed in all my investments. Just remember, I don't have people think I don't have $8,000. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but apparently, I don't care if she's got money or not. I don't care if she has a channel or not. I just don't like for her to degrade people, put them down, talk about them. I don't like that. I don't like it. Didn't like it. Never gonna like it. I don't care if she keeps just treat people with respect and quit trying to screw the subs. These subs, because these are all our subs, whether they're subscribed to us or not. We're all playing in the same ball field, and I don't want anybody to be taken advantage of and treated like crap. Because she's not above taking their money and then calling them an idiot and throwing them out to the wolves. You know what I mean? We all have seen her do it time and time again, and she will do it again. Oh, okay. Sorry, girl. Hey, babe.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm
Hey,
good.
sorry.
I was just.
I didn't know how I was.
Did you hear how stupid they sounded over there?
Yes, I was second level embarrassed. They sound silly, like dingling.
I emailed Alicia. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
They sound so stupid. I don't know who Spicy is, but I was really waiting for Love of Scorpio to pop up in there. But then for Jilly Billy or Jilly Bean or whatever, she's, gosh, you guys. And then Gina's going to be, Gina Diamond, she's going to be running things,
Oh, I know. It was, the thing is that you don't know, that a lot of people don't know, is Jilly Bean called me a freak. Oh, I knew Christy from way back, like Thanksgiving time. And she at one point called me her best friend. So I confided in her in a lot of things, and why I went over to Alicia, because I thought Molly was great at first. And then I was like, I saw her do that to Robin, and people are in the chat writing, yeah, fuck Robin. And Christy's saying, oh, Robin's coming out of the bushes and all this stuff. And these other people are saying, oh, yeah. I said, yeah, it's great, you guys, to make your elder woman humiliated in front of 1,200 people and crying. And someone said, laughing on the panel, well, she got what she deserved for lying on Molly. And I said, yeah, but I doubt Molly goes home and cries like Robin does alone. Like, we think of Molly, and she's beautiful, not on the inside, but just she forgets that she's saying all these things to Mallory. I wasn't even bringing up Mallory why I came up on panel. I was like, my issue was with Christy and my business that I've told her. And if she tells my business to Molly fucking Golightly, I swear to God, I will make a fucking channel. I'm not even kidding you.
If she tells it to Molly Golightly, you can bet Molly Golightly will retell it, because she can't hold water.
Well, I'm just like, they go, yeah, you came on panel and you said your business. And I said, because I said, Christy, she talks about being sober and all this stuff. And I was too. I battled addiction. And I said on her panel what I basically already told her. And they go, you just said your business and you said Christy was going to tell it. And I'm like, because I know she already did. She's that type of person.
Yeah,
you know
it's your business
like,
to tell
it. That type of person. She's laughing at me, and I saved her ass and helped her and broke the law. And what I said to her was, wouldn't Molly call you a junkie and someone that is a junkie and breaks the law and all this stuff? Oh, no, not Molly. Molly does things for children. You heard them. They just sounded like scrambled eggs, man.
Yeah, ding-a-lings, man. Ding-a-lings. Well, if she knows your business, she's going to most definitely tell it and then add some to it. But, she has, how does she think this makes her look as far as a life coach goes? I mean, she, of course, I'm going to tell you the truth. Anybody can be one. I feel like life coaches are just something that people that have more money than what they know what to do with can spend it on. Honestly,
right.
I mean, people that don't care, have extra money, they spend it on a life coach. Because I'm going to tell you something. Life was my coach. My life was my coach. It taught me. I learned from it. Most of us are smart enough to learn from our own life lessons. We don't need some stranger that is oblivious to of real life to talk to us and tell us something, because I can imagine what kind of advice she gives people, because she makes everything all about her anyway.
Right. I don't know her personally. I just know that I said to Christy what I talked about. I said I was in her chat and this was even before Mallory. I watched her during the Dre McCrae thing, and people called me a transvestite in her chat because I have my boobs done and I had a wig on.
Sorry.
And they made fun of my picture, and she sat on her phone and goes, I don't know who she is. Bullshit, because then when I went over to Alicia, someone made a sock account, the real Alicia Claire, and I commented under Alicia's video, and what did the person say? They called me a freak. Who uses that word? Then when I said, I'm sorry, Alicia, they wrote dumber than rocks, a box of rocks. And they didn't even spell dumber right. And I was like, who do I think that is? I wonder. And I called Christy crying because I thought it was Alicia saying that to me. And I immediately talked to Alicia. She goes, no, someone made an account being me. And I was my feelings, I was crying because I said to them on panel, I said, wait till it's you bitches that she's humiliating and making cry. You know what? I see my grandfather dying every day, but it doesn't mean that I walk around screaming and tearing people down. You know what I mean? Like, just so because her mom has a tragedy, now we're supposed to excuse all of the behavior. I just don't get it.
No, and this is no excuse for her to act like that. And look, there is no excuse for her to talk to anybody the way she talks to people, and saying the vile things that she says. That's not okay, and nobody should put up with that. Be her doormat. But she just does not possess empathy. She doesn't have. She just doesn't have it. She's a fake. She's a fraud. She's she really is. But she will. Look, there's some. What kills me is they're running around blaming Mallory. And I'm not taking it from Mallory, but Mallory is not the reason she lost her channel. I mean, maybe I heard she did show Mallory's house. That may have been the reason, but it wasn't something directly that Mallory did.
She lost her channel. I didn't even know she lost her channel. I just couldn't believe that Christy was her Patreon, but I know you know her on a different level. You were friends with her, and that scares the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like people tearing me down. Like I'm very sensitive.
Now, Christy, are you? You're saying I know her? Is that who you're talking? Or Molly?
No, you know Molly very well. You were very good friends with Molly.
Yes, and she's just a vile person. She would talk about all of our friends, all of our little group. She would talk about. And I knew she was doing, if she was doing it to me, saying it to me about them, I knew she was doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean about Christy. That's what I mean.
But, I'm a pretty open book. I mean, I really am. And, what you see is what you get. And I'm going to be just about the same person you see every time. I don't flip flop. I don't change. But Sloppy Molly would try to be a chameleon and, depending on what she needed to be at the time. But she ultimately, she shows her ugly head. It comes through no matter how she tries to camouflage it. It still breaks through, and you see who the real Sloppy is.
And
she
can't,
you
what is this? I am not taking away her accolades. The fact that she raises children or money for sick children, that is amazing. She's a beautiful woman on the outside. But when you see her taking people that look up to her and look at her life and calling them junkies and calling them this and calling them that, you're like, ew, girl, no. Like, I don't want none of that. I don't want a friend like you, because sooner or later you're going to do that to me. And
that's an epitome of a bully. I mean, can you imagine how she was in school? She says that she was bullied in school. Well, then why would you grow up and do the things that you're doing and talk about people like that and look down your nose and try to make people look and seem like, they're beneath you or not as good as you. And then look, she's as rotten and low as a damn on the ladder as anybody is. Whenever you talk about people like that and look down your nose and degrade people and you get off on that and you have such words in your vocabulary like she does that she can just spew out and describe people, she's white trash. She just, put a little Louis Vuitton on it, try to look at something else, but she's white trash. She
calls all of us white trash. So that's what I was asking Christy, who's talked about openly that she's in recovery. And I said, wouldn't Molly call us junkies, Christy? You know, or aren't we on the same medication, dear? I've helped you.
And this is somebody that's been in, let me say, well, she corrected me. Not rehab 4 times. She was in, was in dry out. Okay, well, tell me, what's it, she was drying out 3 different times and then in rehab, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can split hairs however you want it. What it amounts to is you had a drug problem, bitch, and you had to seek help for it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but don't call other people the scum of the world because they are, or if they're disabled, or if they're like, it doesn't make you any less. Jesus Christ,
If she had gotten out of therapy, out of her rehab, like what she should have, she would have known you don't do that. You don't call people out. You know what I mean? But she is, and she always says, I can't trust people. And you really, you don't know who you're dealing with on here. You really can't. But she sure as heck don't make it, she doesn't lay the groundwork to make it a smooth, she makes it as potholey as she can. She's ridiculous. She really is.
Well, and then the fact that she talked about Alicia's son and all this stuff, like that's to me what, like, I know Alicia didn't talk about her son. I know that by Alicia's character. I know that. I've been friends with Alicia for a long time, and I know she would never talk about my son who has special needs. So Molly did talk about Alicia's son, even though he's a young adult. These kids these days, these 20-year-olds, they're a lot different. I have a niece and a nephew, and they're a lot different. They're not getting married out of college. They have their own ways. They're a lot different than how we were when we were raised. You get married, you have children. And let me just tell you, I just couldn't believe what I was hearing from, like, I've heard about you, I've heard about Alicia, and that made me run away to Alicia where I met Christy, and then me and Christy became close friends, and then she started a channel. I was on her panel a couple of times. Then I said, congratulations, success. I stopped hearing from her. Okay. But then I hear that you're in Molly's Patreon and that you're all this stuff when we've talked about things that I wouldn't even repeat, but I know she's already repeated it to Molly. And I will start a fucking channel and say everything. I swear to God. Because that girl, Jelly Bean, was calling me a freak and all this stuff. So
Jelly Bean is a freak. I've been threatened within the last week. I've been threatened that they know where my mother lives, and they, it's shit like that. I better, for me to shut up and quit talking about Marissa. We know your mother. You're stupid, and put her out here and all that stuff. I don't say whatever you want to say, you idiots. But Marissa has purposely lied. I've never called her mother a bitch. Never would I do that. I called Marissa a bitch. So she goes up there and she lies all the time. But let's watch this video real quick for the people that hadn't seen it. I'm going to play it real quick. Let me see if I can get it to play. Just a second. Yeah, she's something else, man. She is something else. Oh, it's saying it's too big. Let's see. I may not be able to play it because it's 12 minutes because it said it's too big. Oh, it's only 10 minutes and it's 12 minutes long, so I won't be able to play it. I don't guess. Poo-poo. But I'll play it when I get home. I'll upload it. But
okay. Yeah, I'm glad you're safe, and thank you for letting me tell my story.
Oh, you're so welcome. But don't worry about them. And listen, even if they, don't worry about it. People are going to say what they want to say, but as long as you know the truth and people that really know you and love you know the truth, just don't worry about it. I know it's easier said than done, but she's going to see this little bringing her down a notch or two. Probably is not going to fix her, but it's going to let her know that, hey, people are not going to take it. Mallory is just the last friend that she screwed over or did wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
And the fact that they were bringing up those girls over on Christy's channel, and Christy, she was laughing when Jilly Bean called me a freak.
Now, which one is Christy?
She wouldn't answer my questions. She timed me out multiple times. So I took a link and then she kicked me off. But no, I just can't believe it. Like,
which one is Christy? Spicy?
She's Golden Gypsy, the one on the left-hand side that
gotcha.
says y'all and sweet. She's Southern like you, like my grandma.
Okay. All right. Yeah. But, okay. Yeah.
Anyways, and I just couldn't believe. I'm sorry. What did they? When Molly was bringing up Robin again, like how Molly brought up you, and it just then she talks bad about Alicia, and it made me say, I love that this person is engaging, entertaining. She has a pug like me. That's why I love you too, because you talk about your pugs. I have a pug, and I've always had bulldogs and pugs. So to me, I gravitated towards her. But then when I saw, like I said to you, the thrashing of the verbal assault, I was like, I don't want to be, so
right.
Anyways, yeah. I didn't even bring up Mallory, but if you talk about Mallory, I mean, in your opinion, do you think Mallory knew what she was doing?
As far as knew what Molly was doing?
Going to her house, do you think she planned on them not being friends?
No, I think Mallory, after, talking to Mallory personally, I think she most definitely went with the purest of intentions, thinking, that, I mean, she really wanted to go and handle business face to face and let her know her concerns with heels in the air. I mean, heels on the ground. She really did. But I think, Mallory was excited for their, projects and stuff. So, but I think when she got there, it quickly started going downhill and continued to go downhill. So, and look, you can not like somebody and not agree with what they say and not want to be friends with them anymore. You can do that and do it in a way that you can leave with some dignity and respect for yourself instead of going that low and doing that. I mean, why do that? It does nothing but show you for being a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's no point in doing that to somebody, especially somebody that has supported you, Just leave. You don't have to leave mad. Just leave, man. Just go.
Right. You can have an amicable divorce or break up a friendship without using your tongue to assault them. You can do it. So
yeah, absolutely you can. And I mean, look, I've been divorced several times, and I don't, several of my exes I can't stand, but you try to do it as gracefully as you can, and we don't even have children involved. I couldn't imagine, you definitely want to do it if you can. I know it's not always possible, but what I would do is whenever I just wouldn't have any communication, just like quit talking to them. You got to separate yourself. And, everybody's like, well, you need to get over what she did. You're hanging on to, hey, look, I'm over it. Okay. Over it. But I am not going to, as long as I share a platform with her, I'm going to remind people what she did, because if I can keep one person from falling into her clutches, then it's worth it to me. You know what I mean?
So you're a good person. If you can, save one person like Robin from going, oh my God, what did I do?
Absolutely.
And, humiliated. And
see, I went at Robin after she left when Marissa, because I was the first time Marissa humiliated her so bad. I felt bad for her. They were up there laughing at her, and then she, they break up, and then she goes back, and then she does it again. But I went to Robin and said, hey, I just want to ask you, Robin, I know y'all split the sheets, but how could you sit up there when she was and support her when she was talking about my personal stuff like she was? And she said, what are you talking about? I said, are you telling me? So she pulled that card. Okay. And maybe she didn't know it. I find it hard to believe.
She is in a nursing home and, can't get off the bed or something like that.
Well, she wasn't at the time. She was still living in an apartment, but I gave her the benefit of the doubt because she, look, it didn't just happen one time. This went on for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? So I'm sure.
No, Robin's not innocent. No. I'm not interrupting you, but Robin's not innocent.
No. But it still doesn't mean she doesn't deserve to be humiliated and made to feel like because look, when Marissa says something on her panel, and she knows what she's doing, when she knows that she's got a lot of mindless people out there that look forward to, in their eyes, do something good. Yeah. They're doing something good for their hero. They're going to go and beat somebody down for her. I'm sure whoever was messaging me, threatening my mother, I'm sure it was one of her mindless idiots that she's got following her. But, they do it wanting to like look
They're
good.
sheep. They are the sheep
Yeah,
of YouTube.
look good in Marissa's eyes when she wouldn't wipe her feet on them. She doesn't care. You can do whatever you want to do. You're not getting no brownie points for that bitch. You know what I mean? But
right.
but when she says stuff like that, like I'm not telling people to mass flag her. That's exactly what she did when she said that. When she said, I'm not going to come on here and tell people to mass flag Mallory. That's basically what she was doing, telling people to mass flag. That's what her minions are going to do. And that's what she's very calculated with what she says. She didn't, so when
I'm sensitive, but not about people that I don't give a shit about. If I care about you and you say something to me, that hurts me. But if someone I don't know said, I don't give a fuck, but yeah, it's not fun to be humiliated either, but no.
But even after I saw that Robin wasn't going to own her shit and stand in, I could tell she wasn't going to, because I've seen her since then say stuff, and then when she's called on it, she denies it, and then it comes to be true, and then her get upset. So I see what she's doing. But even then, I could tell that, she's, let me see, she's like, she needs some grace. Let me just say that. I could tell Robin's the kind of person that deserves a little grace. So I just like walk away, and I wish her no ill will. I'm not going to bring her down and rag on her. I don't want, like I told people in the beginning about Michelle, look, I tried my best, but there's no way I'm going to have blood on my hands if that woman does something to herself. And it was evident that she was fragile or whatever she is. But it wasn't going to, it wasn't going to be on my conscience that I did anything to add to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she'd come at me really hard in Amber's chat.
We are Pug family, so I appreciate you, and
right on, babe.
Thank you for loving Pugs as much as I do.
Oh, you're so welcome. You just stand strong and hold your head up. Absolutely, anytime, babe.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Absolutely, bye. Hey, Dawn, Catherine. I don't know who I was in here because I hadn't been, really watching chat, but yeah, it just, man, I tell you what, people are silly. Has anybody seen Laura around today? I wonder what she thinks about her savior. Let's see. Yeah, she's just like, she doesn't have to be so low. What happened with Michelle today? I saw a clip where they said that this was it. What she did today was the final straw. What happened? Did anybody see it? Oh, she was defending her earlier fly on your wall. Okay, well, she's an idiot too. Laura's a dummy. Sorry, she is a dummy. I just don't, that's what I said. How many candles does Sloppy Molly buy? Damn. I seriously would set me up a little lemonade stand, and I would peddle my damn candles on the street corner before I would take any help, or it ain't really help, because whatever Marissa does, she expects, what in return. So, proof in the pudding, nobody is right now. Michelle the Bell was up here. Would you like to come up? Anybody else want to come up? Hey, Truth Seeker, Nose. Misfit Brit, hello, babe. Anybody else that I didn't speak to, hello and welcome. Yeah, Laura is, I think she's been dunked in some candle wax a time or two, you know what I mean? She, I remember when people were talking about, I've never really followed her, but I knew of her, and I would hear people talking to her, and we got to know each other a little bit, but I didn't subscribe to her channel and stuff. The Masked Angel, hey, but, I wanted to, I thought I'm going to give her a chance, but she just is determined she's always wanting to play the devil's advocate of any situation, whether it be a popular thing to do or not. She wants to, even if she didn't believe in it, she would still say it just to try to garner attention, I feel like. One-eyed Flo, hey, babe. Yeah, so they're just, look, Carl Ray, New Jersey, Robin. So, look, Marissa's going to let people run with this because that, does two things for her. It's deflection, and she can kill two birds with one stone and let people go after Mallory, because she's pissed at Mallory for Mallory exposing her and saying the stuff about Adrian trying to do the crap he did. You know what I mean? So she's really mad. So does two things for her. It takes the ass, and people will do her bidding for her, they can't stand each other, girl. Yeah, they don't like each other. They just use each other. Yeah, Carrie, what's that? Sorry. There you go, babe. I just dropped it. Hey, Miss Barbara. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm driving, so maybe the service, but I should get better. That's right, Mojo Junior. But we know we've saw it, huh? Oh, she did ginger likes. I saw one day where I felt like she was it was aimed at you, but she didn't say my name. Say my name. She didn't say your name. Rowena Sudpucker. Rowena, where can I find your shop? Oh, I don't have a shop. I had an Etsy a long time ago, but I need to. I'm going to really concentrate on getting more things up, and I'm going to maybe do a little site, and I can just like give you guys the link to it. Let's see. Hey, Miss Barbara Edie, how are you? I haven't seen Miss Barbara Brunson around, you guys. Have y'all seen her? I haven't seen her. I need to reach out to her. I haven't seen her. Yeah, and guys, I mean, I don't care if she keeps her channel or what, but just be kind, man. You don't have to be a piece of shit to exist. It's a lot easier to be nice, than it is to be a shithead. Hey, Anna Moy, how are you? So Michelle did y'all see what Michelle did today? I can't imagine it being anything worse than what she's done already. She's been hanging out, and look, I can see Michelle spiraling. She is spiraling, and it's very sad. It is, but I know from experience, you cannot help her. She is the most hard-headed person I've tried, and I would try to reason with her, and I couldn't even finish my point. She was already like saying no and continuing to do her deal. And that's what she's going to do. So she's one of these that has to butt with her own head, and she's not going to be happy until she fizzles out, burns out, and fizzles out. Sadly, I think she's going to have a very, sad ending, and we're probably just going to play out right here in these streets. Yeah, who knows why her toe is black? Well, her fingers she's had issue with her fingers too. Okay, hold on. Hey, Carrie.
Hi, how are you, Diamond Cutter?
I'm good. How are you doing, sugar?
Good. Do you remember who I am?
Yes, the name sounds familiar, Carrie. I know you used to. We'll have to refresh my memory. Didn't you used to come in Molly's chat?
Yes, Karina.
Yes. Okay, I got you. So all too well. Firsthand, personally, don't you?
Yes, personally, I do.
You guys, this was a childhood friend. They went to school together, and with Marissa, and she knows her better than any of us do.
She was 4 years ahead of me, so she doesn't know me that personally. She went to school with my sister.
Your sister and her. Yeah, your sister. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So has she? Was she? Do you know if she was bullied as in school? Because she's always said that she was.
She was.
Yeah, and I get it, and I know a lot of people that were bullied ends up growing up to be bullies. But I don't know. To me, the way I look at it is, why would you do that if you know how it feels to be on the receiving end of that? Then why would you want to grow up and be, or even if you don't do it, why would you want to be the person that inflicts that on someone else? I don't get it.
I don't get it. She's a life coach. Why bully people?
Yes, absolutely. Well, she says she's a life coach. Shit, me and you both get. Girl, I got ordained to marry people in like 15 minutes. And so anybody can be an ordained minister, and anybody can be a life coach. All she's doing really is paying for certificates. She's just paying for her certificates, paying money, and you get a certificate. You get a car, you get a car. Seriously. And I mean, because we have seen the best that she has to give, and we've seen the worst that she is. And the best that I've seen, I still wouldn't take her advice as a life coach.
I've seen her go at her worst, and I saw what she was doing here on I'm sorry, I was gonna say FaceTime on YouTube, and I said
Mm-hmm.
to myself, if she can do this to them, she'll do this to me. But not only that, I mean, she did other things that
Oh yeah,
which put an end to our friendship. But yeah, I'm glad that her channel got taken down. I know it's only for what, 7 days, 14 days, but
yeah.
she
They're
did
looking. Yeah.
rock a lot. Unirock has a frame of her sniffing that pill that
Oh
the
yeah.
princess allotted. And if they were to see that, her channel would be taken down completely.
Well, Carrie, you don't go on spend a weekend with someone and they're going to snort pills and you're not going to be privy to it. I mean, they spent the weekend together, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
am I echoing?
No, not at all.
Okay. But she, you go and spend the weekend with somebody, she knows what he's doing and they've been doing it together. The only reason she got upset is because her nephew couldn't handle it and it was too much and he showed his ass.
Yes,
That's the only reason it upset her.
Well, there wasn't enough drugs left for her, in my opinion.
Right.
So if there's nothing left for Molly, then, there's going to be a problem.
Yeah. So I am echoing. Do you anybody know what would cause that to be echoing? I'm just on my phone.
No, you sound clear to me.
Yeah. Apparently. I'm going to see. Maybe I did something. Sorry. Hold on a second. Oh, let's see. Audio. Speakerphone. Oh. See.
Now you're echoing.
Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you clearly.
Turn it down. Okay.
Are you still there? Oh, we lost her.
I turned my volume down.
There you are.
Yeah. I think you may not be. I think you're echoing also, or causing me to echo. Carrie.
No, I don't have
I don't know.
I don't have you on my cell phone.
Okay, they're saying it's you. So do you have earbuds in?
I'm plugged in. I only have you on my headset. Not my headset. Just like on speakerphone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe go out and come back in.
Okay.
I'm not going to be on a whole lot longer. I'm going to be on. Hey, oh my Lord, there's Miss Testicle. Hello, baby Testicle. Yeah. So I don't know. I just think that I don't know that this little slap on the hand is going to do her any good. Journey to just okay. Am I echoing still, guys? Okay, I got it, Jeff. Okay, so she needs to pause it. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see her do it either, but what I did see was her nephew, and you could hear Francis like shaking out the pills. You could hear him shaking the pills out, and her nephew and him was like talking about it, and then her nephew left out, and he comes walking back toward her, and it was obvious that he had just snorted something. I mean but I didn't see anybody snort something, but it was obvious what they had done. And hey, Miss Norma, and apparently he doesn't, this isn't the first time that he's like gotten a little rowdy, I guess. You know what I mean? He's kind of a rowdy. So I just don't get why she, the only reason she got mad is because, it backfired and he showed his ass. And, I would have, look, Princess needs to keep his medication to himself, and I don't know how he gets it allotted. I mean, hell, I can't even, when I broke my leg with a broke leg, 2 places, you know what I mean? I got Percocet, shit. And it was like, they treated me like a drug seeker then, and I had a broke leg. So I can't believe they're sending him home with Dilaudid. That's crazy. But, she's not without medication herself. I mean, she was medicated herself on there. Oh, P, hey, babe. And I'm going to tell you something. The fact that she continued to live stream while all that crap was going on in the hall blew my mind. If that had happened in my mom's home, I would have threw every damn one of them out on their ass, Princess included. I would have cleaned house, especially her father and stepfather in there trying to sleep. I mean, he's worried about his wife, and they're out there acting like damn idiots, So yeah, that wouldn't have happened, but just a few minutes at my mother's house. No, she sure does. And hey, her is the frog. Her Princess. He's just. I feel bad for him. I really do. I feel sad for Princess. I think he is just. He's a jovial guy, and I think he always wants to laugh, and he doesn't take things serious and all that. But Marissa is an enabler. She is an enabler. I knew when he moved up there and he had a drink bug, that was the worst place he could have went, was to her house. She is not somebody that's strong enough to help somebody. I mean, you can't have it in your home. You shouldn't be making it okay for you to do and him to do. It's not okay. She was that worried about him dying from drinking, then she would never allow him to be drinking in her presence, and she sure wouldn't be drinking with him. I mean, because look, I've known people with pancreatitis. It gets better for a while, and then you get down and you think you're going to die for a while. So it's just an ebb and flow. It goes and comes, and it's going to do that, especially if you continue to drink. They tell you, stop drinking, you're going to kill yourself. Yep, my ex-brother-in-law, has it, and whenever he discovered that he had it, he went to the hospital. I mean, we thought he was going to die. The doctors thought he was going to die, and they were able to get it get him straightened out. He was in there for a couple of weeks. They were able to get him straightened out. But you know what, guys? He didn't drink for probably 2 months, and he's right back doing it again. Skip to my Lou. I'm so sorry about that, sugar. I'm so sorry. That's sad, and it's just, sadly, it's a kind of becoming a common thing. It's just taking over. And COVID didn't help with people being depressed and not having anywhere to turn, not feeling like, and it's just getting worse, guys. We don't have this whole world is just getting, worse. Yeah. I remember telling Marissa, don't be drinking and taking, Xanax, because it's not a good, well, you really shouldn't drink and take anything, not even antibiotics. Yep. You're right, Grace Green. And look, she was talking about nobody's going to have any content. Creators aren't going to have. I have plenty of content. I've got plenty of things I can do. I will gladly welcome the, not having to talk about her ass. But I'm going to, as long as she keeps doing stupid things. And when she used her mother, that just like did something to the inside of me, man. I know her mother told her not to use her for content and not to talk about it. And then she did it. Betrayal. That's betrayal, man. In the most highest form, she's fighting for her life, and you're lying and saying things that aren't fact. And then you're telling people that she's gone. And no matter how you split the hairs and jumble the words up or the letters up, it still means that she's gone. That's what your intentions were, to make people think your mother had passed away so they would feel sorry and feel worse for you and send you money and gifts. And if you had not intended them to think that, then the 4 hours that you didn't say anything and they were commenting and saying, I'm so sorry, rest in peace, Mama Golightly, you would have reached out and corrected it a hell of a lot quicker than you had your booty boy, Daddy Justice, corrected. So let's just get down to the freaking meat and the potatoes of it, Marissa. It played out exactly how you wanted it to play out, because we know for a fact you don't lay your phone down. Hell, you can't even have a panel without being rude and disrespectful and getting on your phone and ignoring your panel and the people watching you. So don't think that I believe you laid your phone down and didn't look at it for 4 hours, because, bitch, I know better. I mean, you could have corrected that. And then when Justice Daddy had a chance to correct it, he played that long, intro with your mom's pictures with the, first of all, everybody for sure thought she passed then. It was like in memorial of, not, you know what I mean, in honor of. It looked like it was in memorial of. So you two are just two peas in a pod. Y'all deserve each other. Woo woo! Happy birthday, baby! Happy birthday! Look, whenever my nephew and them, when we have a birthday, I always act like Marilyn Monroe and I sing them "Happy Birthday, Mr. President." And I just ran across a couple of videos. I have them laughing. They always say, "Sing us." We want BJ to sing us "Happy Birthday." So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. And I'm shaking my boobs. Happy birthday to you. I love you. Hope you have a great. Today's my 5-year anniversary, so it doesn't seem like it's been 5 years, but I kissed many a toad to get to this prince. Moonchild Pink. Hey, babe. Hey, Nate049 or R. Sorry. I did. I did. We said happy anniversary to each other this morning, and I had ordered him a little happy that he wanted, and it was delivered. And that's why I told him I was going to mow my mom's yard, and my brother said, you may need a little gas. And so I called him. I said, do we have any gas at the cabin? And he's like, I think so. And he said, you haven't left yet? And I said, no, I'm going to mow mom's yard. And he said, okay, I'll see you at midnight. Happy anniversary. Kind of sad face. And so I called him back and I said, don't sad face me. I said, I told you happy anniversary this morning. He says, I know. So I just went and got my bags and I told my mom, I said, I'm not going to, it was fixing to rain anyway. I said, I'll come back next week, Mom, and mow your yard. So I said, I need to get home and so I can make his frown turn his frown upside down. Hey, Alicia, I can see you. Sorry, I wasn't. Yes, let you sleep. Oh, tomorrow's your birthday. Okay, babe. Yeah, let you sleep in. That's a good birthday for sure. We'll probably go. We're going to go out Sunday to go out to eat. We've got a couple of his guys he's worked with for like a long time. They are leaving the company they work for, so we're throwing them like a little going away lunch. They have around here. There's a new that it's called Bozo's. That's like probably one of the most famous places around here to get seafood because I'm here on the Gulf Coast. But there's a new place that's opened up last weekend. Was their first opening, and so they are having a competition because crawfish are in season. They're having a competition to see who can sell the most crawfish. So it began on Facebook last week. Let the games begin, and I think they're down to like 79 cents a pound for medium. But look, when they were $2.99 a pound, the line was wrapped around the building 2 times for people trying to buy them. So I can't imagine what the lines would be at that cost. And so I like crawfish, but I'm not going to stand in line like that to get them. So. Yeah, I'm not home. I'm about 15 minutes from my home, though. And, at the age we all are, you really should celebrate another woman's strength and another woman's success. You know what I mean? Instead of being jelly-faced and trying to put that person, this place is big enough for all of us, That's why I share people's channels. I want people to grow, I may quit coming doing videos next week. Who knows? But this place is big enough for everybody. And, you You don't have to be ugly and put people down. If you don't like them, just don't watch. And I don't like Marissa, but I do watch every now and again. I watch, especially the clip channels, but I do that for, so I can, if it makes it, depending on what she's doing, it makes my blood boil, then I'll go, strike up a live and just remind everybody what a piece of shit she is. And when she comes back, she's still going to be a piece of shit, you guys. She's going to be a piece of shit that has just had a little break. She's still going to be a piece of shit. And I'm sure she's still going to act with shitty moves. You know what I mean? And if she's not doing it, she's going to have her little followers doing it. If she's not already, for them to text me and tell me that they know who my mom is and that, fuck you, man. Don't come at me and think you look like an idiot, man. You look like an idiot, white knight, for such a piece of shit like that. Because she is not appreciative of anything you say or do in her honor. Trust and believe, she don't care. She just makes you think she is at the time, but it means nothing to her. You're not gaining no points with her. Yeah, build your sisters up and teach your children to build women up. And build, I was watching The Breakfast Club, and they had Yanya Van Zandt. I loved her show. And she was talking, they were asking her, DJ Envy and Charmaine the God was asking her what does she think the world needed right now? And she, so true, it gave me goosebumps listening to her. She said, we need our mother figures back. And she said to think about that, really truthfully, it all starts with mom. It starts at home. It starts with, they're the glue that holds everything together. And she says, and I don't mean it like I mean it in every aspect, basically she said in every aspect of the word. I mean that, because not just politically, we need, but she mean, and it's true across the board. We need, guys, when I was growing up, the memories that are fondest to me are probably things that people younger than me, or maybe even your age, wouldn't even know about. Like my grandmother, whenever you would get married or graduate, the gift that, my camp people, my elders would give would be a quilted quilt, something that they did by hand, and they would cut out the little things, the squares, and, make them specific for that person. And I have cherished the ones I have. My mom made me one. I have an aunt, my grandmother. I cherish those. And when I say quilt, I mean like huge quilting rings. Wasn't done with a sewing machine. These things were, I won't forget, this was my fondest memories. My grandmother on Saturdays, she had ladies from the area would come over. I have never seen a quilting ring this big, but it was huge. It would tell you how it was huge. My grandmother would set it up in the living room, and ladies would come and they would bring, come and get a chair, and they would bring their needles and sit there and, just talk, drink coffee, and put stitches in quilts, do a quilt. And, excuse me, even if, it wasn't even that person's quilt, but whenever they got ready to have a quilt and they needed it done, then all the ladies would go to their house. It was just, something that is lost on the generations. And so it doesn't have to be a quilt. I'm just saying, I don't know. And then we would, we had pigs. I lived on a farm. We had pigs, and then our neighbors and, fellow farmer people had pigs. And so we would all process them at the same time. We would do it pick a place and go to that place and bring them and process them. And it was an all day thing. I remember, smelling big old cast iron pots with a fire under it for the cracklings. And it was I don't know, love that, love those memories. And it's just, kind of things that I wish were more things going on like that, but now we're so technically ran. This world is just like, not even, I don't know. I just think a little less is better sometimes. Yeah, I just like, several of my quilts are, just with age dingy, or either me not knowing how to clean them, and they've got like dingy spots on them, and I don't care. I'll never get rid of them. You know what I mean? My aunt did me one, and it was like a hobby. I don't remember the name of the patch, but she didn't have a face. It was just a big hobby. I can't think of Hobby Holly, I think was it. And then just the prettiest patchwork you could, and they would just take scrap material. It didn't matter if it matched or not. You cut them and sew it together. It was just, and beautiful, beautiful, you know. And I remember like having little ones smaller than me, and they would be crawling on the floor in between these ladies' legs and just like playing under the quilt. You know, it's just like, I don't know, those kind of things just warms your heart, warms your soul. And I feel like if there was a, you know, less this kind of shit, you know, really, but it is what it is. You got to grow and I guess move on in life. Yeah, for sure. Running Bear, that's what I said. You know, when I moved away, I couldn't wait to get away. You know, I couldn't wait to graduate and couldn't wait to get married. And I got married and then graduated, but I couldn't wait to, I mean, the first opportunity that I had to move out of Mississippi, I did. And I, you know, was gone for 30 years, a little over 30 years. And I'm so thankful that I did that, you know, because I really like, I wouldn't want to think about myself if I hadn't. Let me just say that. I feel like I'm more well-rounded than I would have been because I've experienced life. I've seen different cultures, different things that I would have not seen if I stayed here. As a matter of fact, my brother hasn't really traveled, and you know, he doesn't. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just want that for my nieces and nephews so bad. I want them to. They don't have to move away, but I just want them to go and experience different things because, you know, we all need to have our blinders lifted. You know, it's not cool to walk around with blinders on all the time, and you know, we need to be more accepting as individuals, more accepting of others, even if you don't agree with it and it's not your deal. You don't have to agree with it to accept it. You know, to each their own. Because you know, I don't know how you guys feel, but the only person that's going to be making the decision about my salvation is the man upstairs. So I don't have to worry about what anybody else thinks about me. You know, so just be accepting of other people. And you know, I don't know. I love the mountains of Montana. I love, hey, Miss Denise, I love that we had a friend that had a place in the, right out of Yellowstone. And we would go to Wyoming to the horse races sometimes and then go stay. It was just lovely, lovely, lovely. That's why we can't wait to move. I mean, we live in the city, but it's not anything like a big city of Chicago, nothing like that. But it's still city enough to know whenever I just got back from my mom's that I just want to, when we go there, my husband, he don't want to go back to work. You know, he just said, can't we just stay here? No, I didn't have children. I wanted children, loved children, but I got pregnant in my tubes when I was 21 and did not know. And I was like having these excruciating pains, and they only happened at night. It's the craziest thing. They only come on at night. And I mean, after a couple of nights, when I tell you excruciating, it was, I didn't think I was going to be able to handle it. I remember I was nauseated, and my stomach felt like I had to go to the bathroom at the same time. And I would go and just my legs would shake. I was in so much pain. So I'd been going to the doctor trying to figure out, you know, what was wrong. And they treated me for a cyst on my ovary, all kinds of stuff. And finally, I went to a different doctor, and he said, you might be pregnant. Have you done a pregnancy test? And I said, I'm not pregnant. I've had my period. And so they did they drew blood, and he said, you know, we'll call you with the results. And I was like 20 minutes from his office, and by the time I got home, they had left a message that I needed to call him back ASAP. And he said, you need to get to the hospital emergency immediately. You know, you are having it's life or death. So I didn't know. So I went to the hospital, and they did an emergency surgery, you know, because it was so prior to this, my stomach was getting bigger. Okay, so like, I mean, I've always been fortunate enough to be skinny, but my stomach, it was looked like I was pregnant. Like it was the lower part of my stomach, and it just kept getting bigger. And I was like, what is going on? But I was still having my, you know, period. So the tube had ruptured, and it was like squirting blood in my stomach cavity. That's why my stomach was getting bigger. So it was very close. So he cleaned it up, took that, of course, that fallopian tube couldn't be saved. So he said, I cleaned up your other one and you should be good. So 12 months, exactly like a year later, I got pregnant and I knew immediately what was wrong because it was the same thing. So I just called the doctor and went in, and he did a blood test, and yep, I was pregnant. So then they were just able to do like a D&C. They didn't have to do the major surgery thing. And so they cleaned it up. I caught it early enough to where they were able to clean that fallopian tube up. And so he cleaned it up, and he told me, he said, you know, I cleaned up the whole area and all that around it. And he said, so, you know, I think you'll be okay. And it was 8 months later, I got pregnant in that tube again. So I've had 3 ectopic pregnancies. You know what I mean? So when I went in that time, I said, just take it because I can't go through this emotionally or anything anymore. You know what I mean? So I said, just take it. So don't clean it up because I can't go through these surgeries again. So it was like I went through, several years of being depressed because I was the babysitter for everybody. I love kids. Kids love me. So, but God had different plans for me. I was fortunate enough to be a bonus mom to some great kids. And I just think that I'm the luckiest person in the world for that. And I didn't understand it, when it happened, and I questioned, why me, Angela, why me? But, God doesn't make mistakes. So that's what I said earlier. I don't deal with, if somebody's bleeding or I don't deal well with blood. I just can't handle it. So I've always said that's maybe the good Lord, he knew that I couldn't handle blood because I can't, especially if it's anybody else's. I can deal with mine maybe a little bit better, but it's not that it grosses me. So that's why when that happened with my mom, I have a very weak stomach. When that happened with my mom, you guys, I never thought I could have dealt with that like I did, but I would never make my mama feel bad or feel embarrassed. No way, that wasn't going to happen. So, you just don't know how strong you are until you have to do something, I mean, I'm sure she was humiliated and, and I'm her daughter and I'm sure she, I can only imagine. So in my natural form, I made a joke of it and said, shit happens, Mom. Don't worry about it. And said stuff like that to like try to get her laughing because I did not want her to, to feel bad about it. I am breathing, BJ. I am breathing, baby. That's right, Grace Green. You're so right. And I have like my niece. All my nieces are like grown. When I say niece, I know, but their children are usually, who I refer to. I've got some great nieces and nephews that look, they love me and I love them. And one in particular has my heart and she knows it. And all the other ones know it too. Now I'm good to all of them, but this one of them, Emma, she has my heart and that child is just like, I love her to pieces. I love all of them, but I don't know. There's just a bond that I can't explain. And, I'm glad to know that I'm her person, I'm the crazy aunt. They do like to see me come, and I'm the one that my sisters are like, "Hey, Joe, you can't say." I'm that aunt. So when we take pictures, I always make them say, whenever we're taking a picture, I'm say, "Okay, everybody say," So I say silly things, to get them to say it. But when they play ball, I go to their games. I'm in the stands hollering, "It ain't no thing but a chicken wing," and saying stuff like that, embarrassing them. And I've taught them something that I hope that I wasn't, it didn't happen for me. And I used to be in envy of my friends. Like we would go and ride around and when we were able to age appropriate, we would ride around and they would like be, just singing along with the radio and everything. My mom and dad never did that. They never, so I didn't have that, I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin really, so watching them and, I wanted them to feel my niece and nephew, I want them to feel like, it doesn't matter if you sound good, just do it because it feels good. If you want to do it, do it. It doesn't matter. If people look at you like you're crazy, let them look, I just like that. I don't want them to be like not comfortable doing that because I used to always be envious of people that were, just had no inhibitions about stuff like that, Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to repent. And I hope everybody is right with the good Lord because I'm telling you, when the rapture comes, I want to be not left here. My daddy was a good Christian man, and he always, loved one another, and that was his thing. He said it every day, and you really can't take any of this stuff with us, any of this material things. And in the big scheme of things, friends and family are all we have, and we should be good and kind to the people that we have in our life and vice versa. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And I know it doesn't happen all the time, and you find you have turd head. Everybody has some turd heads in their life, that you have to deal with. But it's, grace doesn't cost anything to show on people. That's That's right, girl. God gave you that voice. That's right. Why shouldn't people listen to it? It was so funny. I was taking them. They have chickens, and so there was and so this is their ages, like 8, 10, and 12. Okay, so this was a year ago. So they were, a year younger. But I took them to town. They needed some chicken feed, and I took them to town, and we bought some. So on the way to town, they were in the back seat with their phones. And I said, have you guys ever heard of meatloaf? And they were like, meatloaf? They started laughing, and they were like, yeah, we eat it for dinner. I said, no. So I put in meatloaf, and I turned it Bluetooth, Paradise by the Dashboard. And anyway, all the way down there, I was like just jamming out and, hitting the steering wheel. And, you know every word to the song, and that's a crazy song. So anyway, they were like, when we got down there and got ready to come home, they said, can we play you music on the way home? And I said, yeah, we'll play your music on the way home. So anyway, fast forward to a holiday, and we're all congregating and everything. And all of a sudden I hear myself singing. And my niece I didn't know, but she had recorded me on her phone and look, I was acting pure ass silly, you guys. And they were showing it to one of their cousins, and they were showing it, and they were out there just giggling and laughing. And I said, I didn't know you recorded me. And she said, yes, ma'am. And I said, girl, I'm going to have to charge you for royalties on that. And look, people may not be a believer, and that's okay. You believe whatever you want to believe, and whatever you believe in, whatever you pray to. I just, my God created heaven and earth. And that's, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to do you, boo, do you. But I was washed in the blood of Jesus, and that's just, how I feel. And I've got a story I could tell you guys about that, and I will one day, man. I'm telling you what, it almost cost me it did cost me some days of my loss of sleep, but the guy I lived in sin with for 12 years, I'll have to tell that story. It's a very interesting story, and it really broke my heart. It almost cost me my relationship with my father, and I let to each their own, but I know what I believe and what I was taught, and I've experienced enough in life to know, being experienced to other things, to be able to make, I feel like, a informed decision on my beliefs. He was agnostic, I think. Yeah, agnostic. And the sad part is that we had been together for about 4 years before that was revealed to me. And the reason I had his daughter lived with us, and she went to private Catholic school. So, and I knew he wasn't Catholic, and he had been LDS. I knew that, but he wasn't a practicing LDS, which is Latter-day Saints Mormons. But so when it was revealed to me, I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'd never heard of agnostic. I knew what an atheist was, but I didn't know what agnostic was. But he educated me. He educated me on that. And I just never, couldn't wrap my mind around it. Didn't try to wrap my mind around it. I just listened to him and what he said it meant to, what it means. And I just, I didn't have to make an informed decision. I was already informed. So, but to each their own, I don't pass judgment on anybody. The things that transpired after that, that's too much to get into here, because I'm almost home, you guys. So I'm going to get off of here so I can pass this truck and get home. But thank you guys for coming in and spending the evening with me. I like spending Friday nights with my peeps. But I'll see you guys in the streets. Y'all have a good one. Diamond Cutter out.